Good evening. Thank you very much. You may be seated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I first of all would like to apologize for this late start this evening. I want to tell you a story about that delay. So today is the start of early voting. And I've said often, this is probably the most significant election in American history. So I endeavored to make a quick trip over to the early voting place, go cast my ballot, and return and do everything on schedule. Well, I will tell you, when I cast my ballot 2 hours after waiting in line, I was the 1800th person, 1803 to be exact, to vote today at that polling place. And that tells you a little bit about the importance of this election. And I said it over the weekend that I encourage each and every American to exercise their right to vote. And I urge everyone to take the time to go to the voting place, your polling place, early vote. If you can't make early voting, go on election day. But your vote does count. 1,800 plus people today prove that. But anyways, good afternoon, or good evening, I should say. It says good afternoon on the prompter, but good evening. It's a real pleasure to welcome you here to the White House for today's town hall. I want to thank you for the hard work you do, not just for your businesses, but for the communities you serve across this country. Small businesses are the backbone of our economy. And when they thrive, America thrives. This evening, I want to hear directly from you about the challenges you're facing, the opportunities you're seeing, and how we can work together to create a stronger environment for entrepreneurs and entrepreneurship. I understand the pressures many of you are under from navigating new technologies to facing labor shortages and increasing cost. My administration, from the very beginning, has been committed to being your partner in addressing these issues head on. We're working to cut red tape, simplify taxes, and make sure small businesses have access to capital. We're also focused on ensuring that the next generation of business owners have the tools they need to succeed, with education, training, and resources available to everyone. And one of the things my administration is working on is I think this will be a great benefit for the up and coming businesses is a huge tax incentive program. Now, we all know that the middle class has been carrying brunt of the load as far as when there is any kind of federal expenditure, any kind of federal program. It's the middle class that pays the price for it. My new proposal for this would impose more taxes on the upper 2% of income owners or income earners throughout the country. But here's the deal. If that upper 2%, let's say that person's an architect and he goes back to his community where he graduated high school from or just where he's based right now. He goes back and gives to that community. And in the case of architect, donate your design work. Give back to the community that gave you the opportunity to fulfill your dreams. You do that, we'll give you a tax break. Just an example of this. The upper 2% under my plan would pay roughly an increase of $56,000 in taxes. 56,000 in taxes. But again, if you were to give back to your community, like I said, let's say you got this up and coming restaurant needs design work, and you are a company that literally, let's say, charges that in the thousands. I'm just giving a estimate, but literally charging in the thousands. You go to that restaurant, you comp your business, you comp your work, you'll get a tax break. That's giving back to your community. You know, there is a saying, much is given, much is required. Those who are in the upper 2%, much has been given to you. Much has been given to you. Thus, much is required. So, that's one thing that I believe will really help the small businesses. And my administration is 100% behind that plan. You know, and small businesses, you know, they fuel innovation, they provide jobs, and they build the character of our cities and towns. Your resilience and creativity inspire all of us. Together, we can ensure that America's small businesses continue to grow and lead in a global economy. You know, and I look forward to hearing from you this evening and learning how we can support your efforts. And I want to thank you again for being here, and thank you for sticking out those couple of hours and waiting here as I uh, cast my vote. I do appreciate it. We do have several members of the cabinet here tonight who are going to be speaking and talking about our efforts, our plans, what we've achieved, what our plans are, what our goals are. So I'm anxious to hear from you and hear what your ideals are, and let's work together to make this a much better country for all. Thank you all very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.